I am more of an anime fan.
I prefer animes.
I prefer anime.
I am more of an anime fan than I am cartoon, and the reason is anime has a better storyline.
Because it's more realistic.
Life lessons, but giving you entertainment at the same time.
Anime's popularity has seen massive growth in the West. Many teens today prefer to watch it over Western cartoons. So why do people think anime is better, and what are the differences between the two?
Right. I think anime offers a lot. It's often more complex stories. It's not just a battle of good versus evil, but we see the flaws in the heroes, and we see the good points of the evil villains. And so, yeah, I think anime offers so many things that Western cartoons are still struggling to catch up to.
Anime usually has a lot more detail to its main storyline altogether. They all, in anime, they all have 5 fingers, while in cartoons they usually only have 4. They make the characters have a lot more personality to them.
Anime is more of a Japanese style, and cartoons are something that was created in America.
Before animes are, in my opinion, more realistic.
You know, the interesting thing is the difference between anime and Western cartoons isn't the style so much, but how they started. And in the early days of Western cartoons, the idea was that cartoonists would act the people who made the voices. So Peter Chung, the director, he says, look, in America, you take a film like Aladdin, which is a great American cartoon, one of my favorites. And you look at the character, Robin Williams' genie character. It's clear that the animators are working from that character. But he says, you know, in Japan, it's different. You record the voices second. And so that the creators are actually thinking in terms of imagery, not in terms of an actor.
A logical step people take when comparing anime and cartoons is looking at the popularity of the two.
I say anime is more popular because its fan base has way too many people to not recognize.
I believe animes are more popular because people talk more about anime than cartoons.
I would say animes because how many times have you gone to Comic-Con or seen pictures and you've seen a lot of cosplay characters as different anime?
Things are different when looking at facts and figures. The number of manga sold in 2013 outnumbers comic book sales by a country mile. On the other hand, the top grossing traditionally animated films are dominated by Western cartoons. Another question besides popularity is also raised. Should anime even be compared to cartoons?
So what's interesting to me is I worked with these animators in Japan. And the animators in Japan have great respect for Western cartoons, actually. And they watch all the Pixar films and the Disney films and DreamWorks, and they study them. And last summer I was in Tokyo with some of my animator friends, and they were all talking about Frozen and how amazing it could be such a hit and how they just thought that was terrific. And Japanese animators had a lot to learn still from America. So for me, I think it's fine to pair them. They're both a kind of media animation. But I also think it's fine to say there is something special about anime, you know, and it is interesting because the people who watch it and understand it know what a vast and fascinating world it is. And yet it's kind of sad because I think there is prejudice against it. Right? There's an image against anime sometimes, and so that's too bad. I always feel like, and if you know, if trying to hold anime separate from cartoons gives a way to say, hey, look, no, it's something special. We should look at it in its own terms. Then sure, I think it's fine to split them apart.
In the end, you can't compare animes to cartoons. However, you cannot say one is necessarily better over the other. That's for the viewer to decide.